Welcome to the Magic Online Championship Series recap. I'm Rashad Miller, and I'll be going over the highlights of the Season 11 Championship. Season 11 was held October 10th to November 7th. The championship was held on November 10th. Players needed 15 qualifier points, which were awarded for high finishes in Magic Online events to play in the championship. 745 players battled it out and returned to Ravnica constructed. The top 8 players were Malco finished in first place and played Golgari Aggro. Matsuken finished in second place and played a Rakdos Aggro deck. Heretic D2000 finished third and played an Azorius Control deck. Hanne finished fourth and played Bat Control. FAOTQ finished fifth and played a Jund Aggro deck. Back from Hell finished in 6th place and played Golgari Aggro. Pudding Time finished 7th place and played Azorius Control. And Lark Blue finished in 8th place and played a 5-color control deck. Let's get right to the top 8. Quarterfinals. Malco versus Pudding Time. Game 1, Malco got an early lead with Gerard Golgari Lichlord, Dregmangler, and Vraska the Unseen. Pudding Time tried to stabilize with Detention Sphere and Angel of Serenity, but a timely Abrupt Decay dismantled the defense and won the game for Malco. Game 2, Malco had a great start and kept the pressure on Pudding Time. 3 Supreme Verdicts and an Angel of Serenity weren't enough for Pudding Time to fend off Malco's onslaught, as Desecration Demon, Lotleth Troll, and a Gerard activation took the match. Heretic D2000 versus Lark Blue. Game 1, Heretic D2000 and Lark Blue spent the early turns trading threats for answers. When the big spells finally came down to play, Lark Blue's Armada Worm was trumped by Heretic D2000's Angel of Serenity. Heretic D2000 won Game 1. Game 2, Heretic D2000 was able to slip a couple of threats past Lark Blue's permission. Slaughter gains from Lark Blue ensured no more Sphinx's revelations for Heretic D2000, but the threats on board with a little bit of counter magic were enough to seal the deal for Heretic D2000. Matsuken versus Back from Hell. Game 1, Matsuken dealt a lot of damage early on, the way that a Rakdos deck does. Back from Hell tried to defend with Dregmangler and Desecration Demon, but Trader's Instinct forced through the last points of damage needed to take Game 1 for Matsuken. Game 2, Matsuken didn't have much going on while Back from Hell got out of the gates with a couple of Dregmanglers. Matsuken had some creatures show up late to the party, but a few removal spells cleared the way for the Dregmanglers to finish the job. Game 3, Matsuken's beatdown plan came together as Back from Hell dropped to single digits before building up a defense. An overloaded Mizium Mortars cleared Back from Hell's board and Matsuken's creatures had free reign on Back from Hell's life. Matsuken won the match. Hanne versus FAOTQ. Game 1, FAOTQ led with a couple of Deathrite Shamans that meant a quick fate to Hanne's Supreme Verdict. From that point on, all of FAOTQ's threats were met with counterspell after counterspell, until Hanne found an Armada Worm to take Game 1. Game 2, FAOTQ had a very slow start with Desecration Demon, and Hanne didn't have much trouble buying time against that threat. Once Jace, Architect of Thought, hit the battlefield for Hanne, FAOTQ had a difficult time trying to stick a threat through the extra card advantage. Hanne won the match. Semifinals, Malco versus Heretic D2000. Game 1, Malco led with Karaz the Guildmage and a couple of Dregmanglers, while Heretic D2000 missed a third land drop. When Heretic D2000 found a third land for Detention Sphere, Abrupt Decay from Malco released the 2 Dregmanglers to hastily take Game 1. Game 2, Heretic D2000 was able to deal with Malco's early threats, but Malco managed to resolve an Underworld connections. The life points Malco traded for extra cards, while even going to 1 life, were too many for Heretic D2000 to overcome. Malco took the match. Matsuken versus Hanne. Game 1, Matsuken came roaring out of the gates while Hanne was stuck on 2 land. With no plays for the first 3 turns of the game, Hanne conceded. Game 2, Matsuken dropped Hanne to 7 with early pressure. Supreme Verdict wiped the board, then Detention Sphere and Angel Serenity kept Hanne alive. But it was the Angel itself that provided the killing blow as Treacherous Instinct stole the Angel and the match for Matsuken. And that brings us to the finals of the Magic Online Championship Series Season 11 Championship, Malco versus Matsuken. Game 1. Malco kicks things off with a Slitherhead. Matsuken responds with Hellhole Flare. Abrupt Decay handles the flare. Gorehouse Chainwalker unleashed for Matsuken. Direct Mangler comes down for Malco. Mizzium Mortis takes out the Mangler, and down comes Rakdos Cackler. Gerard Gorgari Lichlord is a 4/4. Overloaded Mizzium Mortis kills Malteco's team. Another Abrupt Decay from Malco, and the Lichlord returns. Not much else from Matsuken, and it looks like Malco has stabilized. Karaz the Guildmage means Intimidate will make this a 2-turn clock. No answer from Matsuken, and Malco takes the first game. Game 2. Malco starts with Deathrite Shaman, while Matsuken has a couple of Rakdos Cacklers. An Abrupt Decay takes out one Cackler, and Stab Wound kills the Shaman. 2 Slitherheads and a double block later clears the board. Hellhole Flare and Ash Zealot proceed in a beatdown for Matsuken. Lotleth Troll comes down to play defense for Malco, and it's large and in charge thanks to the Slitherhead scavengers. Mizzium Mortis tries to take out the troll, but 2 more pumps makes it a 5 toughness. Matsuken starts overwhelming the troll's defense with Ash Zealot after Ash Zealot. The Alpha Strike leaves Malco dead to the next attack if an additional blocker can't be found. There's a concession. We're on to Game 3. Game 3. We start off this game with Deathrite Shaman versus Lotleth Troll. Matsuken has the Mizzium Mortis to kill the troll while regeneration mana isn't available. Malco replaces it with Karaz the Guildmage. Ash Zealot comes down and in for 2. Direct Mangler from Malco and an attack. Looks like we have a race. Matsuken adds Desecration Demon and switches to defense. Aerial Predation takes out the demon. A couple of Gorehouse Chainwalkers for Matsuken. Vraska the Unseen from Malco could pick apart Matsuken's board. Dreadbore and Stab Wound rids Malteco's side of the only 2 creatures. Malco plays a couple more creatures and trades with Matsuken's Chainwalkers. Rakdos Cackler Unleashed joins the party. Debtbridge Goliath comes down for Malco, and Vraska kills Matsuken's only blocker. Matsuken needs to find 3 points of damage or a blocker, as Malco has plenty of scavenge to make the next attack lethal. No dice, and there's a concession from Matsuken. And we have a champion. Congratulations to Malco, Season 11 champion. Now, if you'd like to see more coverage of this or any other Magic Online tournament, visit www.mtgonline.com. Thanks for watching the Magic Online Championship Series recap with me, Rashad Miller, and I'll see you next time for Season 12.